Here we go. Good afternoon, good night, good morning. This is a global hello for all the people around the planet, including the aliens. Welcome to Unbreakable Life with Glory, the bilingual podcast where we talk about depression, anxiety, PTSD, in a holistic way and natural way to always make you feel better. Here, Gloria Goldberg, the host of this beautiful podcast. How are you today? Today, I'm so happy because I have a very great, guest in my show. And for me, it's an honor to have him. And it's like, I can't wait to bring him in. But before I bring him in, I want to talk about who I am because a lot of people are new here. They don't know who I am. So I want to share this story about why I create this podcast and why I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD. I'm a survivor from a kidnap situation. I was held in captivity for 90 days in the dark 25 years ago. And I've been going through a lot of moments of depression, moments of anxiety, and also PTSD. I've been in through a lot of transformation, a lot of work in myself to be able to overcome all these issues in my life. And believe it or not, when they released me from the kidnap, I feel more auto kidnapping myself because I was all the time in fear to talk, in fear to go out, in fear always, always. Fear was like my best friend, and I couldn't live like that. And that reflects in everything what I was doing in the business, in socializing with people. I was not trusting people too much, and I had a lot of issues in there. And because I didn't know exactly how to deal with my emotions. And over the years, it happens 25 years, and people think like traumas, it happens to you and you can clear the traumas like overnight. And it's not like that because sometimes when you get out from a trauma, you don't know exactly what is going on with your emotions. And sometimes you are like, you feel normal, you feel like you are okay, and some situation happens to you, and then you get your PTSD. Then you react in a way that you never thought you're gonna react. And everything is like things that come from the PTSD from a big trauma. And I know that traumas, they are not big or small traumas. Traumas is trauma for everybody. It doesn't matter how big the trauma is. But people tend to say, oh, you know what, you suffer from this trauma, I had a bigger trauma than yours. And what I try with this show is to make awareness about trauma is a trauma. It doesn't matter how big it is or small it is. They cause in us a lot of impact in our life, our relationships and stuff. So I know exactly what it is to feel depressed, how to feel anxiety, and also how to have PTSD. Like 5 years ago, I think 5, 6 years ago, I had my first panic attack, and I didn't know I suffer from panic attack, and it was something that triggers me. And a lot of people don't believe that those things exist. Some people, I have like two members of my family, they already lost their life because one day she suicide, and none of the family knew about that she was trying to do that, and everybody see her so okay. And my other member of the family, she was talking about repetitive stuff, and people thought that she was just like that. And they diagnosed her like she have a cancer, a minor cancer, like it started that she can't get treated. And right away when she find out that, she said, no, I want to die. And she started accumulating that energy in her. And she said, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die. She got into chronic depression for like a month, and then a month later she passed away. So I my biggest mission here is to make families aware about depression and anxiety, that yes, It's something is there's still there that we cannot have that in the closet for many years before. Like before, if you said that you have depression and anxiety, you sometimes your family say don't say that because you cannot have a job, or you cannot have a work, you cannot work because people are not gonna hire you because you have all this kind of emotions, you are very unstable and all that stuff. And in my case, because I only can talk about my case, I've been a very successful woman. I've been working normal. Yes, I did have a lot of trouble with my relationship with people, but it's because the trauma that I had, that I didn't know how to understand the trauma and why I went for that trauma. Sometimes no, we need sometimes to go for traumas like this to realize how lucky we are, how blessed we are, how we can transform life from a trauma. And I said, you know what? I'm going to transform this trauma and serve this trauma and help other people to feel better. And that's why I create my podcast. My podcast 3 years and a half ago, it was for me. I want to just interview people to ask questions about depression and anxiety because I thought in my world I was the only one suffering from that. And only in my world I thought that I have this issue in the way I react. And then I said, I want to start investigating and see and asking questions. What is depression? What is anxiety? How was your depression? How was your anxiety? So that is exactly the mission of this podcast, to help people to feel better. I bring masters, I bring tools, and I bring people from around the world to be able to tell us how they feel and how they think about depression and anxiety, and to be able to bring this into the light. And today I have a very special guest, and it's all about music. And one of my biggest therapy in my life is music. I love to dance. And when I feel anxious, that's the first thing I do. I dance. I listen to music. I don't let that emotion let me go into the route that I don't want to go. Yes, you have to confront them. You have to be aware do you have that, but also you have to be aware of what are the tools, what are the things that make you happy and make you get out from that moment of emotion that you have. So, who is my guest? My guest is Elec Simon. He is a transformational, motivational, and inspirational man that with the music, he's been able to transform many lives or to young generations. But I want to ask him all the rest of the questions when I bring him in. So let's welcome to Unbreakable Life with Glory, the bilingual podcast. Hi,
Hey,
Alec. How are you?
hello. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm
How
so
you
happy
doing?
to have you today here. This is an honor.
Yes. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I just
Good.
was explaining a little bit why this podcast, because a lot of people don't know me, and I just always sometimes I like to have that information for people to understand why I do this podcast. Because some people sometimes we do stuff, but sometimes we don't know why we do it. So I just want to clarify. I just want to clarify that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for
Ele,
having me.
Alec, I know a lot of people know you, but also there's a lot of people need to know you more. So who is Alec Simon?
Elec Simon. Now, who am I? I'm me. Number one. I'm just me. I am a motivator, event conference MC, and a percussion entertainer. Just a full round entertainer. My job is to make sure your crowd feels wanted, make sure your crowd feels great, and to motivate your crowd and using music as bait to reel them in. Then I MC a show or be a keynote speaker or whatever. My job is just to motivate people in the audience and make them feel good. That's my job.
Wow. And I also see that you go to a lot of schools. Why you go to a lot of schools?
I do my school assembly. My school assembly is called the Motivational Musical, um, where I inspire the kids to be the best that they can be and not live by the narrative of what you're taught all the time. Like you have to do it this way, do it this way, do it. No, go find yourself because you'll get older and then you'll be mad at your home life. Like, man, why didn't I think of this now? So I'm telling them right now to go find yourself, go be the best you can be because you get one life. I think a lot of people think kids, adults, we think we're going to live forever. So I tell people, go do it now, go try now, and just motivate teachers. Motivate teachers and motivate the students to be the best that they can be. I used to talk about anti-bullying. My best friend committed suicide when we were younger, but I got away from that because everybody talks about bullying. I just want to bring in good energy. If you bring in good energy and motivation, people will stop bullying. So that's my take on it. I know a lot of my videos say anti-bullying mean on the Today Show and all that other stuff like that, but I talk about motivation.
Exactly. That's awesome. So, Alec, you know that I speak about depression, anxiety, and PTSD in this show. What do you think about depression and anxiety?
Man, depression is real. Depression and anxiety is real, and just listening to your story, it touched my heart because like depression's real, and I think a lot of people go through depression. They just don't express it. Like I'm one of them. I think I smile a lot, but mine's more anxiety. Depressed, no, because I have to drive. Mine's more worry. Mine's more anxiety. Um, and I have it every day. I have it a lot. I have it a lot. I worry I probably worry about 22 hours out of the day. I don't know why, and everything's fine. But I'm just a worrier. I think you just got to find an outlet. I think you need to talk to people. I think you need to find an outlet to make that anxiety better when you feel like you're having a breakdown. Find something that you love. Mine is jumping on my motorcycle, or being at the gym, or thinking of new ideas for the show. But I'm a homebody. I'm an introvert. Like I like to watch The Wiz. I like to watch my favorite television show on my Fire Stick. I don't watch regular TV. I watch my Fire Stick. So I bought everything. Everything's on my. I just go to whatever I want to watch. To catch up on my shows. That's how I deal with my anxiety. Eat cereal and just watch my favorite shows.
Yes, of course. That's it's people have different ways to release anxiety and release
Yeah,
how to find a way to get out from depression.
right.
So when you get this anxiety, can you explain to us what is exactly do you feel when you get
I
anxiety?
I feel angry. I think. Yeah, mine is more anger. Mine's more like, why am I feeling this way? I know I'm blessed. My pros and cons, pros outweigh the cons. But why am I worried? Why? It's like I just want to keep. And my anxiety is I want to keep everybody in a box and not don't let nobody leave the house or nobody. My friends, even you, Glory, you're my friend now. Like, hey, just stay there. I'll run to the store for you because I know you're safe in your house behind your walls. Anytime a family member or friend, somebody I care about, I love, who's in my circle, they leave the house, I get scared. I don't know because this world is so crazy. So I get nervous, and it's like I don't know. I don't know. My mom, my aunts, they're always like, "Yeah, look, we're grown. We know how to get on a plane. We know how to do this. We know how to do." I'm like, "Yeah, but do you guys got to go?" So long story short, I just try to keep everybody in a box. I'll go out. If something happens, let it happen to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's my worry. That's I try to tell. I don't. I get scared that people put themselves in situations. Like I tell Carol, I was like, "Don't put yourself in a situation to where it's going to jeopardize everything. Don't go this, Gloria. Don't walk this way because there might be something this way. Go this other way." And then you might say, Elec, no, I'm fine. I can walk this way. And then something happens. Then I say, hey, I told you so. So it's like, I don't want nothing to happen. That's where my anxiety comes from. I feel like everybody's safe when they're around me or when you're just stay there. Yeah, you can come out just for like get some fresh air. But it's like, if I could have my way, I would make sure everybody was in a big mansion. You had everything you need in the house and everybody's good. You know what I'm saying? But I know the
Yeah.
world don't work like that. It's just because my heart, I just worry. I worry and I can see things. God gave me this gift. God gave me this gift like my mother has it. She can see something before it happens, and she calls stuff a lot. And she'll call something and it'll actually happen. I say, what? I have a little bit of that gift. I can say, this is gonna happen. I'm telling you. If you do this, this is gonna happen. This is what they're gonna say. This is the phone call you're gonna get. And it's like I'm starting to see myself call things more and more. And I think that causing me anxiety because I can see it before it happens somehow. I don't know. Everybody
So
has a
like
gift
your
and I can't explain it.
intuition, you call that like an intuition?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly it. The dictionary word intuition. I have a great intuition on things. Like when certain people are in a room, I know this person's energy is not going to match with this person's energy. So I don't even bring them in the room. Does that make sense? Like
Yes.
at a show, if I know this person books me to MC an event and how this person is, I'm not going to hire one of my employees because their energy is kind of different. It's not going to fit with this show. So I'll call you on the next one. That's how it is, intuition. And I've done that where I've hired people and brought them to places, and then they kind of butt heads with somebody that's on the production team or something. Like, why did I bring them? I knew in my soul these two would not be able to work together in the same room. So small things like that, Miss Glory. It's a lot. Intuition, that's what it is. I have a great intuition.
Intuition, so you are be able to read energies of the people, and it's because you work with music, you work with energy, so that
Yes.
energy make you to also to vibrate and feel
Yes.
more, you can feel more the people that the way you feel, like I don't like
Yes.
this person, or I like this person, or this person's gonna do this, and that's why you
Right.
feel your intuition, because you're working with a powerful energy, that's the music.
Right. 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 And it's the music. The music part is like I have to. The music part is just a trance. It's going to put you in a trance. Like, oh, what's going on? A lot of people say, so what do you do in your shows? What do you do? I'm like, you just got to see it. It's hard. That's my thing. I struggle with explaining what I do because God gave me the talent to do a lot of things. I'm a percussion entertainer. It all goes back to percussion, to that pulse. It all goes back to that. But then through that, I'm gonna motivate you through all that. So I might have my percussion ensemble behind me. I might be emceeing a show, but it's like I'm throwing little motivational gems out there. Yeah, we're entertaining you, but I'm throwing little small things out there. Same thing with the schools. I'm grabbing you. The teachers are like, oh man, I thought this was just for the kids. Like you blessed me to get off my butt and start working hard and not be lazy, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So I throw them little gems in there, but music grabs people. That percussion, that pulse, that sound, it just grabs people. You know, I can't explain it. That's what makes me come alive.
When I saw you in the pot festival that that I saw you, and remember that you give a show, I
Hmm.
feel that show from you like went in through my pores. It was like I also told my friend Kia Baker, I said, oh my God, I feel this sound in my heart. It was like, oh, I love this. And that's why I always like I right away contact you. I said, I want to
Yeah.
have you in my show, because
Yeah.
that moment you make me feel so peaceful with that
Oh
with that
wow.
with that with that show. And I
Yes.
said, wow, I need to bring this, and that's why I contact you, and you said yes, let's do it.
Yes.
But it's amazing. It feels like you said you're going in a trance, and that vibration going into your soul, and it's like amazing.
That means a lot when you're saying that because my buddy called me down there. He said, hey, you got to come. And I was like, things like that, it's like 50-50 for me. Like, should I do this? Because I don't want them to think this is it. Like, that is that's probably like a mustard seed of what my show would be with my ensemble. That's so small. Now, if you've seen me and three of my percussionists or four of them, you probably would have started running around the room. You probably would have been free and just running and just smiling, tears coming down your face of tears of joy, just that pulse in the
Yes.
crowd participation. That was just me thrown on stage. Like, here, do your thing. And even my buddy knew what I did, but he didn't know what I did. He knew I drummed, but he's like, hey, come do your thing. He has a bucket. Like how you explain things, people will just brush it off. Like I see when I get on stage, a lot of people's like, okay, we're just gonna walk over here. But then more people started coming in when I said, okay, Lord, this is like not belittling me. This is not like, hey, there's this guy, he's just gonna just drum for you on the bucket. They're eating and stuff. I said, okay, God, you got to take over. I need you to roll through me, roll through my hands. Let me play through somebody's spirit, and it worked. And I did it all by myself, just a one man entertainment show. When I got done, everybody's like, hey, you got a card, you got a card, you got a card. So that wasn't me. That was just my spirit up there. You know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
get lost. I get lost. I said because that's where the anxiety comes in, Miss Gloria. I had anxiety that day. I'm like, why am I about to do this? Why did I say yes to come down here and drum by and stuff? I don't have my team. So you're going to see half of what I do. So when people see half of what you do, they take it and run with it. Oh, yeah, he was cool. He drummed on this bucket. No, you're missing the whole thing about Elec Simon and Friends. It's an ensemble. we will blow you out the water. It is an ensemble. When I have my guys with me, that frees me up to really blaze and playing for people. Because when I play, I'm trying to get into your soul. I don't care if you dance. You can be sitting there like this. I'm gonna get in your soul. I guarantee you. I
Yes.
guarantee you, you're gonna feel great when you leave. You're gonna feel refreshed. But thank you for saying that. That means a lot. So if I touched one, meaning yourself, and you said you reached out, I said, yeah, I got to do your show. But then I know your story, and I had to do it. I had to do it. I heard a little bit about your story, so I was like, yeah, I'm doing this podcast without a doubt.
Wow, thank you so much for accepting to be here. Now, I want you to share with us the experience with the kids when you go to the schools. What the kids comes and tell you that after a show.
The shows for schools are like it's like it's refreshing. It's tough. It's tough because a lot of people can't stand in front of 700 kids and get everybody's attention. Elementary are fun shows. Middle school, high school, those are my main shows. My show, the motivational musical, middle school, high school, I can tell my story. They're old enough to get the knowledge to go be better in the world. Elementary, they're so small. I teach them skin color means nothing. I teach them respect. I teach them keep your hands to yourself. I teach them, you know what I'm saying, have manners, small thing. It's all fun. That's the little kids. People say, oh, I love your assemblies. They're so fun. And then I walk back and say, they have no clue. They say it's fun. Oh, the
Yes.
music. You're missing the whole point of it. It's a message. Middle school, high school is the main show.
Yes.
Elementary is just fun. Middle school, high school, I'm teaching them about life, especially high school. I'm teaching them about financial freedom. I'm teaching them about try to set a goal, save your money. I'm teaching them to stay away from distractions. Like Mr. Bobby Castro told me, stay away from distractions. We're always scrolling on Instagram. Somebody sends us the thing. If somebody's calling you, it has nothing to do with your life, with money, making your family better, making your mental better. It can wait. You call them back. I'm starting to say, no, I don't even answer people no more because it has nothing to do with me. It's just
Right.
it's just something that's going to throw me off track of my distractions. So I'm teaching high school kids this in middle school. Then the high school, middle school kids coming to me say they come up to me with tears in their eyes, say, "Man, brother Elec, I needed that. Like my mom, my dad, they tell me I need to do this, but you help me go follow my dream when I get out of school. You see what I'm saying? That makes me feel great. Then teachers, principals, superintendents. Superintendent came up to me and said, "Man, you motivated me more than I've been a superintendent for 15 years." He's like, "We never had nothing like this." So it's things like that, Miss Glory, that bring me joy. With the testimonies when they come up to you and say, "Hey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." I'm one guy. I have a crew. I'm one guy though. It's tough sometimes. I'm drained. I get drained. Like, okay, here we go, another show. Sometimes I do 3 shows in one day. So you got to please the teachers. You got to please the kids. Sometimes teachers are so dark and negative. They don't care about the show. Like, yeah, it was cool. Like certain schools, I can. That's a whole nother. It's a whole nother podcast day. But I'll tell you. But everybody doesn't like because you're a sweet person, Miss Gloria. You have a great podcast. You're bringing light into the world. Everybody's not going to like your podcast
Of course.
just because you're a sweet person and you're trying to bring and everything about you is positive. Everything about your podcast is positive. Somebody out there is going to be, oh, it was cool. You know, she could have did it. So just
Right.
keep doing you. So keep doing it. Keep doing it. Because
Yes.
obviously they're watching because they're paying attention to you. So they're going to say something. So keep doing it. Keep
Yes,
doing it.
yes, I already have some people comment stuff, but I don't pay attention because the mission is more bigger than that.
Exactly.
I'm doing what I supposed to be doing. I went through that trauma of being kidnapped to be able to, overcome it, transform it,
Right.
and help other people to transform their own traumas. So it's
Right.
like, you know what? It's not nothing's gonna jeopardize my mission or jeopardize
Right.
my feelings about what I do. But I
Right.
thank you for that suggestion because I know you probably I receive a lot of negative stuff sometimes too.
Oh, tons. These people, some of these people that follow me, some of these people that's from Ohio where I grew up, you know what I'm saying? These people don't like me. They don't like me. They don't like me because they see they can't break me. And I'm glad I'm live saying this. I'm glad so everybody can see this. I don't have to, I'm not accessible no more. Understand what I'm saying? When you're
Yes,
too accessible, you lose value. I'm not
right,
accessible. You can't get to me. You
right.
can't reach out and touch, hey, just come down the street. No, I'm gone. I live in Orlando, Florida. You know what I'm saying? That's in the past. My family's still in Ohio. You know, I still fly back to do shows here and there. But when I get done doing a show, I'm ready to get on the first thing smoking out of there. It's a lot of hate. There's a lot of hate everywhere. But I got close friends. Always remember, there's jealousy in jokes. Even when
Yes.
people joke around like, "Hey, oh, that was so good," there's jealousy in jokes. There's a lot of jealous people, even within your circle. And people, you know, they clown. Oh, I can clown you because you're my homeboy. No, there's jealousy and there's a lot of hate there.
Yes.
Always remember, when you're a business owner, your employees and people will always have side talks. If you have people that work for you, oh well, she could. It's always going to happen. Just act like you don't realize. Act like you don't know. Keep it in your pocket. Bring it up when you need to, and just keep moving. That's one thing about me. I just keep moving. I just keep going. I just don't. I don't stop. But yeah, there's always going to be a lot of hate, Miss Gloria. So if anything I can
I
tell
know.
you, just keep pushing. Just keep that machine oiled and just keep going. Because sooner or later they're going to come around and they're not going to have no choice but to support you. But they can't support you. I've seen this saying: they can't support you in public because of what they said about you in private. So
Right.
they say, "Oh, Gloria's show is so great." Wait a minute, you just said you didn't like her show, so they can't really express it, but it's killing them deep down inside. Oh yeah, I have tons of hate, and I love it because it pushed me, made me stronger, made me stronger.
Yes. Is what it is. We have to.
Yes,
You. It's like the yin and yang, like my shirt, the white and black, the
yes,
dark and the light. You need to deal with it.
you need to deal with it and just keep moving. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes. Alec,
That was a great question.
yeah, Alec, you mentioned something before that you lost a friend that he commit suicide.
Yes,
Can you talk
Terry Ford.
about that experience?
Yes, Yeah, Terry Ford. We were 16. He got bullied in school. In school, people bullied him when they wasn't around me. I know he was Caucasian, glasses, skinny, played trombone in a band on a nerd side. If you would say, I wrestled, was good with the ladies. All the ladies, you know what I'm saying, they knew me and I was popular. But we was just best friends. I don't know. You know, people look at me and say, "Why was you best friend?" Anyway, long story short, he got tired of it. He stole his dad's car. I think, yeah, drove on the highway, parked it, and just ran out and just jumped in front of a truck. That's how he killed himself because he was tired of getting picked on. I remember that, and I left Stomp to because I kept hearing about people doing that after I'd buried it for a while. And I left. I got in Stomp, got on Broadway, and toured the off Broadway, toured the world, and did New York City for a long time. And I was like, okay, it's time to do my own thing. And me and my buddy, and then I started doing school shows, and I really didn't talk about bullying. I started doing school shows, you know, motivating kids. My buddy Adrian Martin was the first Elec Simon and friend. My buddy Adrian Martin, I'll never forget. I'll never forget. He was the first one to ever do schools with me, ever. Adrian Martin, and started doing schools, and then it just blew up, blew up. Then it went. Then I started hiring more and more people. Then that was a bad thing because people were just trying to run off my name, ride on my coattail. They see me start to get bigger and bigger, and I shouldn't have did that. I only keep in touch with a couple of people that used to play for me. One of my IT guys, who's my producer, who's like a little brother to me, who I would take a bullet for, Dallas Baldwin. I would take a bullet for him right now because he's a great dude. He was with me, but he's always had his head on straight. You know, he's one of the people. Chase Williams. He's my drummer now. He was my drummer back then. Took a break. We parted ways. Now he's back working with me. But that's pretty much it. Probably them two the only two I talk to. The other ones I really don't even talk to them no more. So God puts people and keeps people in your life, and you have to go through something for a reason. So
Yeah.
now Chase goes all over the world with me. Dallas, he produced my song. Anytime I do any engineering studio work, I go to him. I don't need to go to the best studio in LA, New York City, here in Orlando. I wait to go to Ohio and do projects with him to build his name up, to build him more. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, Miss Gloria. You know, it's a lot. And then just back on Terry. So I got away from bullying, got away from that, and I said, how can I switch it? I don't want to talk about bullying because everybody talks about it. Oh, anti-bullying. I was like, no. I know Al Roker says it on my video, on my promotion, Elec Simon, you know, but I want to focus on motivation. motivation, the motivational musical, motivating people to be the best they can do. If you're motivated, you're happy, you're not going to bully nobody. You're not gonna mess with nobody. You're not going to bully nobody. So that's my thing now, motivation.
That is awesome. Yeah, because yeah, you know, I in schools people are so cruel with other people. I did have also when I was in school, like they also bully me in a way because I'm very introvert, and I didn't never like socialize with girls because they was very cruel with me
Mm,
because I was quiet, not very strong, and like they laugh about me, and I feel like shame about it. Then I started like having this more closer to guys because I don't know why in that time girls was more cruel than boys, but now it's like boys are more cruel than girls. It's like a mix. But in
mm-hmm.
my time, I'm 50 years old. In my time, long time ago, there was more like that. With girls was more like I see what she have, and start
Right,
laughing, and I see the hair, and she's so skinny, she's so ugly, she's so small, she's
right,
all that kind of stuff. And that impacted me for many years too because I always felt like I'm a petite woman, and I always felt like, oh my god, I'm so small. I would like to be tall like this girl that have long legs, but I don't have it. So I always like complaining about that until in one of my transformations journeys I said, you know what, I have to love myself the way it is.
right,
God gave me this height for a reason, and
right.
yes, I'm a petite woman, but I have a big heart. So I think
Yeah.
that's the most important thing.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And that, but now look at you. You get to talk. You have a platform. You built your own platform, and hopefully, some of them people you went to school with, they'll see you one day. Say, wait a minute, I went to school with her. That's Gloria. Your maiden. So I like, hey, I went to school with her. She's doing it. She's doing that. That's good. Put them on. Like, talk about it. Let people. There's been people who come back around to people when they was in school and apologize to people like, hey, I remember I used to be mean to you. I've known that. But like, you got to think about this. Like, here's this piece of paper. I seen this one time. So this piece of paper is very smooth, right? It's smooth.
Right.
Now watch this. This is school, childhood, school, everything. School, bully, school. Older, you're getting 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 older. There's nobody in the world who can get every wrinkle out right now. This is wrinkle. You might be back out, you're older, but you ain't gonna forget none of this stuff.
Yes.
People can't get these wrinkles out. This is your wrinkle. This is me. This is people who got bullied in school. You ain't gonna get these wrinkles out. I remember seeing it.
Mm-mm.
You ain't gonna get them out. You might be forgotten. You might moved on, but this is still scarred. So I tell people like, people say, "Oh, just forget." No, you ain't gonna forget. It's still in there. It's still engraved. I got
Yes.
called the N word. I went to a very racist school. I went to a very racist school. There was like, maybe 12 of us, 12 blacks. Yeah, 10, 12 blacks. I went to a very racist school, very racist. And it's still racist down there, but that's where I'm from. Some people were raised wrong. You know what I'm saying? Some people were
Right.
raised wrong. I know I had one person apologize to me one time when they see me on TV with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Got a message out of the blue. Say, hey, I just seen on TV. On ESPN. I just gotta say, I'm sorry. It was a female. She said, I'm sorry for one time. I called you this racial slur, blah blah blah, and I feel so bad, and feel like my heart's broken. She said I was like, it's fine. I was like, you didn't know who you was. I said,
Right.
you didn't know who you were, and I
Right.
forgave. I didn't hold on to. I think people hold on to stuff so much. Like if we keep talking, like Morgan Freeman said, if we keep talking about racism stuff, it's going to keep going on. Like I mean,
Right.
but you can't love God and be racist. So you can't love God and treat people like trash. So that's out the door. So anybody says, "Oh, I love the Lord," but then you sitting there judging, no, don't work that way. But I forgave. I was like, it's all right, it's all right. But I was strong in school. I wrestled, played football, but there were still prejudiced people calling us the N word, calling us every slur in the world. But that's what made me strong. That's what made me love people. That's what made me tell kids, a little Caucasian kid, Asian kid, hey, skin color mean nothing. If you peel this skin off, what color are we? If we was all skeletons standing, you wouldn't be able to tell. You wouldn't be able to tell. So I pushed that. And some black people hate that. Some black people say, hey, quit telling them skin color don't mean nothing. It does mean something. We out, oh, be quiet. You're the problem. You're the problem because you keep drilling it. Yes, we've been through stuff. Yes, I understand. I get mad too.
Everybody.
Everybody been through stuff. I get
Everybody.
mad too. As a black male, I get mad. You're from your country. You get looked at. I get mad too. Like, wait a minute, I'm not like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I get mad too. I get followed and I get looked at different. I probably get called this, called that. But I try to do what God wants me to do and show love. Show love. I don't got to be angry. Yes, I understand they treat us like trash. They treat a lot of people like trash. But I have white friends who came from nothing, who got looked at different. Bring us all together. God wants us all. So if God was looking us right in our face, he said, Elec, you're doing the right thing because you're trying to bring all my children together. You guys
Yes.
over there, y'all trying to separate us. I don't know what y'all doing over there. So, I mean, that's a whole nother story. I don't even get on that no more. The world hates me. No, a lot of people hate me for that. They hate me that I try to bring different races together. A lot of people. That's why I don't talk to a lot of people. I cut people off. And I keep cutting them off. I keep cutting people off. Hey, do you? If I never see you again, oh well. I'm not gonna lose no sleep. That's how I live right now. Because I gotta do God's work. Took me a minute. Took me a minute, Miss Gloria. You had the wrong person on your show. You want me to tell the truth? I'm gonna tell the truth. That's why I said I love being authentic. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for you to be here to be real, because I'm real
Yeah,
too. I'm
yeah,
real too. I just I just want people to feel better. I don't have
yeah.
the cure for depression and anxiety, but I can make you feel better with all
Yes,
these
ma'am.
testimonies and with all the stories, the tools that I bring, because and plus I'm bilingual. I do this in Spanish and English, so I'm
Mm.
trying to help as much people as possible. And like you said, of course, there's always gonna be a negative stuff, but you know what? Like like this shirt, like this shirt, white and black,
Yeah,
the two opposites.
two opposites. Two opposites. But guess what? They both got a little dot in them, don't they?
Yes,
And they're both inside of a circle, ain't they?
yes,
That's what that, and I know we're talking about anxiety. That's where anxiety, people's anxiety comes from, trying to please the world.
yes,
And depression, it tries to come because we look at social media. We try to live like that. We try to do that. We try to scroll. People, listen to this podcast. Look at me right now. Look at my eyes. Quit trying to please everybody. It ain't gonna happen. Your anxiety will be free. My anxiety is getting better for me not caring. As you get older, I'm 41 years old and I don't care. I love my age. As you get older, yeah, I got a couple grays in my beard. I love it. As you get older, you realize you don't care what people think and your
yes,
anxiety gets better. Mine's getting better.
yes,
I still have it, but it's getting better. So people out there listening to this podcast right now, listen, if you're suffering from depression and you're suffering from anxiety, let it go. Show love. Just try to smile. Find something that you love to do when you feel like you're going under, like, oh, I'm getting depressed. Turn on The Wiz, the movie The Wiz, starring Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones. It'll put you in a great mood. But here's the thing: stop trying to please people and stop looking at social media. Stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. That's going to help your anxiety and depression. Stop scrolling because you look at stuff sad. It's just bad. This world is so bad. Stop scrolling. Focus on your life and stop scrolling. Stay away from distractions.
and you know the negative things that happens to us, that is the things that may motivate us to be where we are, like yourself, you know, you went through a lot of stuff and here you go. I went through
Mm.
a lot of stuff and here I am. And
Yes,
as
ma'am.
we don't stop,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
that's why we came here to this
Yes, ma'am.
planet, to give unconditional love and to promote love. And people don't know what is that. People say, oh yes, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, but how you love? What is the love that you have
Right,
for people?
right, right. And how do you, and I said this on my buddy Ruben Rojas' show in LA when I filmed his show. He said, how do you describe living through love? I said, living through love is when you show love, even when you're having a bad day. Ooh, everybody's
Yes,
lovable. Everybody's happy when they got millions of dollars in the bank and money in the bank and everything's going good. Everybody shows love. But who's showing love on a gray, rainy day and you got $2 in your bank account and nothing's going wrong? You bend over to tie your shoe, you run into the subway, all the stuff falls out of your bag, change, people don't even care, they walking right past you, the bottom of your jeans is wet. I had that happen to me before, to where I was like, man, I'm sick of this, I'm done with New York City. I was like, I'm done, I'm moving. This is when I lived in New York. Bent down to touch my, everything fell out of my bag. It's pouring rain, everything got wet. People just bumping me and everything. The very next day I got the call for Stomp. The very next day I got it. Ain't that crazy? That one little dark moment, I was like, I'm done. I'm waiting to see. The very next day, I got it. So be thankful for them dark nights. Be thankful. Like your
yes,
story. I know we're not here to talk about your story, Your story motivated me, and I want to know more and more and more about your story, though.
Of course.
I might just have you go live with me one time on Instagram and title and say, "Listen to this. I want y'all to really listen to this story and go live and let you tell your story because I almost cried listening to it. I'm just like knowing what you went through. That blows me. Just I don't know, blows my mind completely. And it's just like I will never complain again, ever,
You
ever.
mentioned something. Mentioned something before about love. When I was kidnapped, I had to have love for my kidnappers and be able to survive. Because if I have all that anger from the beginning when they kidnapped me, I put it. I probably I would not be here talking about what I'm talking. But going through the experience, I had to like accept the situation for what it was and start like, thank you for the food, thank you for the water, thank you to take me for the shower, thank you all the time, thank you. And I break the hearts of them, and they was supposedly my enemy in that moment. I break them saying thank you, even I was in, in captivity.
They
And
kid so you told your kidnapper, if I'm hearing you right, the people that kidnapped you, you told them thank you for food and water.
yes, thank you for all the time. All the time. Thank you for not being nice with me, because when you are kidnapped, they can torture you, they can punch you, they can do a lot of stuff to you. And if you are a woman, they can rape you. And
Mm.
that in that time I was thanking to them that thank you for not treating me bad. Thank you for the water, thank you for the food, thank you for taking me out to take a shower. And people will realize like, wow, why are you gonna say thank you for people that are having you in captivity? Well, I have no choice. I have no
Wow.
choice. The only choice I have is to leave and to survive. And for you to live and survive, you need to be grateful. And that's what I did. That's what I'm here today.
Ms. Gloria, you like I don't know who's watching. I can't see comments. I can't see nothing. But those of y'all who are watching, you have a story, and I can't wait for the world to hear it. I'm gonna figure out a way to get you on a big platform so you can tell your story. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm going to.
Thank
Trust me,
you.
I'm gonna figure it out because people don't understand. You was kidnapped, and we complain about the internet being slow. Are y'all listen? Y'all ain't listening to me. Y'all not listening to me on this podcast right now. We complain about the internet being slow. You were kidnapped.
Yeah.
How long? 90? How long was it?
90 days.
90 days you were kidnapped.
Yes. From October 22nd, 1997 to January 28, 1999.
Oh,
In 97 to 98. I'm sorry.
oh my God. In your country? In
In my country, Colombia. I was even afraid to talk about where it was my kidnapped. But over the years, like you said, I worked the fear, because after you they release you, you become out to kidnap yourself, like, because you are afraid for everything, like you was mentioned before. You're afraid for anything happens to your circle. In my case was the same, like, afraid for everything, until I got to that point like, I cannot live like this. I'm always, always with anxiety. I get depressions all the time. Yes, I do go to work, but it's like a working double, because it's like, working and functioning at the same time. I have all this issue about fear and trust people. Like when you work, you need to trust people for you to work. For me, it was
right,
a very hard moment to trust people working. Like I was in charge of, I was a quality control inspector in the food industry, and I was in charge of the whole operation. And for me to trust other people how to do the job, it was hard. So I became more difficult to work with, because I was not trusting. I always have to be, oh, what you doing? Show me. Always like trying to
right, right,
to people to show me what they did. It is very uncomfortable to
right,
work with somebody just like that. So
right,
I need to work that, because if I don't trust in people, I'm not be able to work in anything in my life. Because when you work with people, and that's, you don't work alone, you need to work with people. And when you work yourself, you also need to work with people for you to be able to heal yourself. Because
Mm,
yes, it's easy for you to go in your room and stay there, right? But you are not testing yourself how how much transformation, how much you grow yourself in life. And my teacher say because I'm starting to be a neuro trainer. My teacher said the only place where you're gonna learn how to be who you are is with people. And
mm,
and it's that's is true.
mm. Wow. And I I just don't think people understand. I don't think people understand what you went through, or I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing I can. I don't know. I just want to know more about it. I'm listening to you. It's like that right there gives me anxiety because I worried about you, what you went through, but it's already over now. God free. We're
Yes,
free. You have your
yes,
story, but
yes.
I'll think about that for at least 3 days, and it'll mess with me. It'll mess with my head. It'll be like, okay, Ellie, let it go. She's fine. You just talk to me. Just go. You have her number. She's fine. She's okay. Miss Laura's fine. She's good. She's good to go. But that will stick with me. Like I want to find these people. I want them to pay what they did to this sweet lady. But then I just need to hug them and say, "Man, God loves you, bro." But
I
that's
hug
hard.
I
That's
hugged
hard.
them. I hugged them the day they told me they're gonna release me. I hugged them and even cry because I was so grateful to be completely with no bruises and anything like that. So, and I did have Stockholm syndrome. I don't know if you know Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome is when you're emotionally attached to them
Mm-hmm.
because the situation for you to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big story, and I don't pretend to people to understand, but what I pretend is to people to understand their own deal, their own traumas, their own lives, to say, you know what, if she can make it or she can was able to be successful, I can do it too, whatever trauma it is, because the traumas are not, you cannot compare traumas. Trauma is a trauma. You can cut
Mm-hmm.
your finger, and that finger, it could be maybe less, it could be nothing for me, but for you it's a big deal, and I have to respect that. So there is when we come from, like, to respect and love each other. I know
Mm-hmm.
your trauma. I know your emotions. I know what you went through. I can understand it, but I understand you. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
compassion for each other
Mm-hmm.
to know that everybody goes through something.
Right.
Everybody goes through
Right.
something. The
Right.
difference is, are you gonna sit down and cry and be a victim, or you're gonna
Right.
use that story to empower other people? That's the
Right.
main
Right.
thing.
Right. Right. No, and you know what? Like I'm taking notes as you're talking, which is great. Um, Hold on, what is that? Dan, who's Dan Moran? He said, need to share this to Elec page. Is it on my page?
Yeah, it looks like,
Is it
yes,
on my page? It
yes.
is? On my Facebook? Let me see.
Oh, I don't know. I can. It didn't say from which Facebook came, from yours or for mine.
I don't know. I think it might be. Can't prove. Yeah, I think it is. I think it might be. Um, I hope it is because I can't see. Do you see your?
I see
Do
it
you
in.
see?
I see it in my side, just a Facebook comment, but it doesn't show from which Facebook is.
Okay, I need to see. I hope it
And
is.
here
I
we
hope it's
have
on there.
Jorge. He is one. He is a follower. He always is in my show. Thank you so much, Jorge, to be here.
It's not. They said people said it's not on my Facebook. I don't know why. How do I get it?
And it shows that,
It
like,
says
your
it is.
Facebook. It shows that your Facebook is on.
Yeah, I don't know why. You're live. Yeah, it says I'm live.
Yeah. So
Hold on, let me see.
Alec,
Let me see. Yeah. So it's just like. Let me see. Let me make sure this is. Let me see. Edit privacy. Oh, public. There we go. There we go. There. That might work now. I think it's on there now.
Oh, okay.
Uh, so did you share? Can you share this to my page?
Yes,
Can
of
you share?
course.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's working now. Oh yeah, they can see it now. It's live.
Okay.
Now it's live. I think. Yeah.
So, Elec,
Sorry, people, that it was not seen. I think it was on private and it was going to be shared. So now it's on there. Miss Gloria, she got me. It's on there, moving now. But it'll be on my page so y'all can watch it. So it's all good. There it is. Okay. Yeah. So I'm ready.
so Elec, Elec, where people can find you, I put here all your platforms and show it. Told us when is your next shows, how people can see you or hear your music.
um, for those of you that just tuning in, the live will stay up on my page. Instagram at Elec Simon, ElecSimon. Facebook, Elec Simon, ElecSimon. TikTok, all that, Twitter, LinkedIn. My schedule changes. I do a lot of shows. Like I said, I live in Orlando, Florida. I'm from Ohio originally, Canton, Ohio. But now living in Orlando, Florida. We've been here for a year. I love it. Best move ever, moving to Florida. Peaceful, stressful. Less stress. Sorry. People always say, "What about the hurricanes? You guys got hurricanes?" It's a thunderstorm for one day, and then the next day it's clear blue sky. I was like, I don't want to hear that. And I live inland. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather take that over 6 months of gray skies and snow and cold and all that craziness. But when I come into town, Ohio, whatever, I always post my stuff on Instagram. You can see in my website, alecsimon.net. You can see it there. I don't know. I'm just everywhere. Just everywhere. I'm getting burnt out, kind of. Getting tired. I just want to ride my motorcycle sometimes. I'm getting burnt out. People don't understand the people don't understand the work and the struggle it is, being in front of an audience every week.
Yeah.
Three
Yes.
shows, three shows a day. It's tough. And me and one of my buddies was talking about it, the comparison. He's like, well, it's tough playing keys too, playing as I get it. That's it's tough, following me because I'm sporadic. But talking and being in front of people, there's no comparison. I would take just playing drums and keys, or if I knew how to do it, I would take that over there any day. Talking to people and keeping them engaged for 45 minutes with your voice is tough.
It's
Very
tough.
tough.
It's very
Very tough.
tough. I know that.
So yeah, just emceeing corporate events. I'm just, looking to do more here in Florida and cut it in half and do less in Ohio and do less on the road. Just cut it in half. Of course, I tour with Pieces of a Dream on that world tour, so I play a lot of states. The tour starting in April. We're bing, 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 back to back to back. Yeah, just emceeing, just trying to find the right rock to turn over to get a steady MC personnel gig in Orlando, and then travel half of the year. Just do more here in Florida. It's all about who you know. I tell people it's not about what the talent you have. It's about the relationships you have, and
Right.
building relationships, and the people that you know and your friends know who can put you in the same room with them. I guess I will always stand by that. It's about the relationships. It's not about your talent. It's about the relationships. Who you know. There's a lot of people that's emceeing and doing shows that aren't even close to my resume, but they know somebody. So I'm just I'm praying about that, saying, God, give me the right door to go through. Until then, I got to keep touring, got to keep getting on the plane, got to keep
Right.
going here, doing that, doing that. That gets tiring after a while.
Of
Yes, you make
course.
good money, you make great money, you get to see the world, but it's get tiring. I want to just do more here so I can come home and ride my motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? And then just
Right.
chill out. But other than that, Miss Gloria, just trying to control my anxiety, trying to control my depression. Um, like I said, anybody who's watching, no matter how great and how lovable you are, no matter how no matter how what you do, if you're a business owner, your employees are going to talk about you. If you're a great person like Miss Gloria, somebody's going to hate on your podcast, and they have nothing to hate about it, but they just want to. Um, you know, I don't let people know what I know. I do not let. I see things. I see everything. I don't let people know what I know. But bottom line is, everybody's not going to agree with you,
Of
and that
course.
puts anxiety on me. That's one of my biggest things. Like, man, what am I doing wrong? Like, why don't you, like, some I've been in schools where some teachers say, "Oh yeah, it was good. I think you should have did this more. I think the kid." Oh, be quiet. Why don't you do it then? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I have
Yes.
no filter no more. I have no
Yes.
filter. Like, and sometimes I say I'm burnt out on stage. I don't care. I have no filter. More people will respect you more when you're real and you're raw and you're just honest. They'll respect you more because they know there's no hidden agenda. There's a lot of fake, phony things going on in life. I just tell the truth. Like, look, I'm burnt. I'm tired. This is tough. You know what I'm saying? But I keep going. God gives me the strength to keep going. I keep going no matter what. It's tiring though. But
Yes.
that's the anxiety. That's what gets me when everybody does not agree with us and we show love. You show so much love, Miss Gloria. But I'm telling you, there's somebody who's gonna say, her podcast is it's kind of cool. I think she should have put her hair in a ponytail or maybe tilted her headphones on. Shut up. Shut up. I just can't stand that. Oh, that's why I'm glad I'm away from I'm not accessible no more. I'm not accessible. I'm not accessible.
Right.
So
So,
yeah.
Elec, we are going to start to wrapping up, but I have a question that I always ask
Uh-oh.
is
Uh-oh. This is the big question that you wanted to ask. This is
yes.
the big question that you wanted to ask. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Can, can you give can you give a message today for the people that are planning to take their life away?
Somebody out there loves you. When you do that, if you take your life away, your pain goes on to the people that you love. Ain't that crazy? Your pain leaves you, and then it goes to the person that you love. So, what one reason why I never did that, and I thought about it tons of times. I thought about it tons of times. I thought about taking my life tons of times. I thought about, just ending it all. I thought about it. I was tired of it. People, I smile a lot. I smile a lot. I smile a lot. I smile a lot. There go Derek Willis. That's somebody I need to hook you up with as well because he can help you with your platform.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Hi, Derek.
I always thought about my mom, my aunts, people who love me walking down the aisle, seeing me in a box, or just seeing my ashes, or seeing my picture, or seeing that program that says September 21st, 1981 dash. Everybody has that dash. We don't know when our dash is. So
Right.
that dash is scary. Isn't that scary? We don't know
Yes.
what that date is or that time. That everybody has that dash. People run from this stuff, but I have to face it because I'm afraid of death. I'm just gonna be honest. I love God. I can. This is me though. This is not nobody else. I'm afraid of it because who's going to take care of everybody when I'm gone? Who's going to be that protector? So people who ever thinking about taking their life and everything, don't just figure it out. Figure out that when you're gone, we don't. Nobody knows what happens when we're gone. We're guessing. We're taking our chances on this. We're taking our chances to go to church. We're taking our chances of believing in this. We're taking our chances. I believe in God. I'm gonna take my chances. Go rolling with Him. I'm gonna roll with Him. Even though sometimes I feel like I text God, He don't answer me back. He leaves me on read. He don't even read. He don't even read my text message sometimes. Even though I believe that. It's like, I know you see me calling you. Like, pick up the phone. I know it. Even though I take my chance of believing in God, believing in the Lord. So, because God is real. I'm not trying to make this into the sermon. I just gotta be real. I gotta get God is real 1,000,000%. I'm not trying to tell nobody else to believe. If I don't tell you that He's real, I can sleep. He's real. But people, anybody out there who thinks about doing that, think about your loved ones. They will be crushed. They will be hurt. They will be hurt to the core. If you ever thought about taking your life, people do love you. People love you. I love you. Whoever you are, listeners, I love you. God loves you. So that's the answer to that.
Wow, thank you so much. And for me to also to give a message to them, if they listen what just Elec say to you today, to be able to stop you to take your life away, It will be a fantastic decision if you do it, because you became a master and be able to help other people to not go through the same thing that you're going through. We
Yeah,
love you. We need you. We need more people like you to be able to transform other people that are thinking in that way. Thank you so
yeah,
much, Alec,
yeah.
for this
Yes, man.
beautiful message.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for having me, Miss Gloria. I'm praying for you, and I love you. And let's meet halfway. Like I said, let's meet.
Yes.
You're in West Palm. I live in Orlando. Let's just meet halfway. I got to meet you. I got to give you a hug. So
Yeah.
it's 90 degrees out here. I'm getting ready to jump on my motorcycle here in a minute. But yes, thank you for having me. And just remember everything I said. I just want, if I can leave you with just one more thing,
Yes,
with you,
please.
for your heart, for your, and anybody else is still on here listening. Even though the live got on late, we messed it up. I'll leave it on my page. Just know, because you are a great person. Oh, there goes Jeff Shipley. What's up, Jeff? Jeff's a great person. Just big bro. Just because you're a great person, Miss Gloria, and you do everything, you had the thing happen to you and everything, and you're doing it, doing it, doing it. Always remember, keep this with you. That does not mean the average person is going to love you and support you. They're going to find something to talk about. And if people don't find something to talk about you for, just know that you're doing something wrong. You have to be. I love it when people talk. I love when people don't, like hate. And I love that. Just know that we're good people, and some people out there are just dark and they hate their life. So they're going to find something and pick at you. Just keep pushing, Miss Gloria. Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Okay, that's all I want you to do. And I love you.
I love you too.
I
See what
love you.
Kim Rebbe say, Alex
Let me see.
Simon, you are
You
an
are amazing,
amazing man.
doing God's work. Oh, thank you, Kim. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much for watching.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Please, everybody, please share this live. It'll be up there on my page. Please share it. And sorry we got it up there late, because I thought it was on private. I should have turned it back, because I've never done this.
It's okay. Everything is
Yes.
perfect. You know that.
Yeah.
Life is perfect. Everything is perfect.
That's right. Well, I
Alec,
love you guys.
we are about to close right now. Thank you so much to be in Unbreakable Life with Glory, the bilingual podcast. It was an honor to have you, to talk to you. And thank you so much for the work that you do for the younger generation. That is, you are impacting them with so positive vibe. And thank you also for your advice on everything you give us today.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. I love you. Remember, stay away from distractions, everybody. The last thing I'm going to tell you, stay away from distractions. Focus more on your life, and I guarantee your life will grow. Stay away from distractions. That text message, that Instagram video, that TikTok video, it can wait. Stay away from distractions. Stay and put that energy. You can't get your time back. That 1 minute, you can't buy that back. Time is valuable. Stay away from distractions.
There you go. Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna close.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna take you out. I'm gonna close the show. And if you can wait for me, that would be
Yes.
fantastic. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Well, thank you so much to be here. I'm so excited. Was a beautiful podcast. It's gonna be here for the people that couldn't see the whole episode, and I'm so grateful to be able to know him and to be able for him to accept to be in this podcast. That the only thing I want is to help you to feel better. So thank you to be in Unbreakable Life with Glory, the bilingual podcast where we talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD in a holistic way and natural way to always make you feel better. And this is Gloria Goldberg. Thank you so much. And before I go, something very important that I always say, I love you. Bye bye.